We're back.
Guess who's back? Back again.
TNF's back.
Thoughts for Friends podcast is back.
63.
Tell your friends.
Breaking down the selection show just happened. This will be out on the Monday after. We're going to pick a national champion. We're going to talk about some upsets we like. Probably pick a Final Four. Pick those games. We're going to run through it all. Each episode in March, obviously March is bracket month, we're going to
each episode until the end of the NCAA tournament, because it won't be technically.
It goes into April.
It will go into April, but from now until the tournament is over, brackets every fucking episode.
What are we making a bracket of? Obviously non-tournament brackets. What are we making a bracket of in this episode?
This episode, best college basketball teams not to win the national title since the year 2000.
Since 2000. I didn't watch whoever the hell play in 1987.
We're not going to be talking 91 UNLV. We're not going to be talking 83 Houston Cougars. A lot of good ones. Now we're going to be talking 74 UCLA.
I could read a list and they could tell me, but I didn't watch them. So these are...
Would be unfair of us to put those teams in the rankings. We just don't know. We weren't there, as the kids say.
Yeah.
As the olds say, I guess.
We're old. No, it's official. I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah, we went out drinking and now we feel terrible.
Yeah, it's not even terrible. It's just like a general...
Just general tiredness.
Yeah.
A general
for
fatigue.
an extended period of time.
I just
Confirmed old.
want to lay in bed for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into it. Selection Sunday. We saw Iowa win the Big Ten. We saw... Who else won today? Got their
Houston beat Memphis.
Houston won.
The Yale Bulldogs punched their ticket.
Yep. Obviously.
Big 12, Kansas won yesterday. The ACC, Tennessee won the SEC today. They beat Texas A&M. Who won the ACC?
Not Duke. Virginia Tech played.
Did Virginia win? No, they're not
they
even
got
in
their
the
ass
tournament.
kicked. Virginia Tech played somebody, right? They beat Kentucky, or they beat... Either way, the one seed
professional podcasters.
Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor. Off the top, draw included, who is your least favorite one seed?
So, yeah, including the draw, I think I would have to say,
Gonzaga's the number one overall seed. You have
I'll go with
Arizona, who
Baylor having the toughest draw, and they were the fourth number one overall seed. So I'll go Baylor.
That makes sense.
I really think after the first round they could lose any game.
North Carolina Marquette is a tough draw in the 8-9 in the second game. St. Mary's, I was a little surprised that they put them at the 5 seed. It's a little high for that conference, I would think, but
They're legit though.
they're very
They're
good.
built for the tournament.
UCLA
also.
as a 4 made a deep run last year. Texas, we'll see. I think it's very possible.
Virginia Tech won the ACC, by the way.
Yeah. I think it's very possible Virginia Tech could beat Texas, or
Absolutely.
Texas could
They're
be in the Elite 8.
Scorching hot from 3 right now.
I think either of those things can happen. Well coached. Purdue, probably one of my favorite 3 seeds. Of course, my Dons, San Francisco.
Your Dons.
Watch out, Kentucky. And then Kentucky. I think, which would make sense based on Baylor being the 4th number 1, I think Kentucky is the best 2.
Yeah, agreed.
That's close. It's close. Duke is a 2.
Duke,
Auburn.
Villanova, Auburn are the other 3. I would say Kentucky is probably the best 2 seed in my opinion. I don't know. I think we've been talking all year about how crazy this tournament's going to be and how there's no teams that really stand out. And you look at this bracket and you kind of see anything could happen. There's not a lot of separation from 3 seeds and 11 seeds in a lot of these cases.
Yeah, I know. I said as Gonzaga was announced as the number 1 overall seed, I asked you if it's one of the worst top seeds in tournament history. I mean, in our recent, it's hard to know. It just feels like last year with Gonzaga and Baylor, they were so much better than everyone, and that just doesn't exist this year. I think there is just a gigantic tier of teams maybe a year where the most teams are live to win. Maybe?
Yeah, I think a lot of these teams could absolutely.
Like 15, 16, 18 teams that could win it maybe. I mean, maybe that's a little high, but I think it's going to be a wild one. What are some of your favorite upsets for the first round? You can talk with the spread. I filled out a bracket.
I filled out a bracket as well. I'm just going straight up to win the game.
Okay.
Not really an upset. 7-10. I think San Francisco might beat Murray State. I think they're alive there.
You were shocked when I said this. Murray State lost 2 games during the year, 30-2 maybe. San Francisco favored in the game.
Yeah. So something's up there. I think everyone's going to be looking ahead. Like Murray State, obviously, team in Kentucky. Them against Kentucky is a matchup that everyone is looking forward to. It seems like when that is a thing, usually we end up not getting what we want.
Yeah, except for when Illinois loses to Loyola.
Yeah. Shouldn't have to play them this year. That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Anyway, other ones that I like. I think, I don't know if I'll officially pick this. I think St. Mary's could go to the Elite Eight out of that bracket.
I have them in mind.
Okay.
I have them beating UCLA. I think
I also have them beating
UCLA is overrated.
Slightly, yeah.
I think they made a nice run last year, and they're
definitely a better team than they were last year, but
played okay this year. But St. Mary's is for real. The 5 is a little jarring next to their name. And I think they're going to be an easy target for, like, they play Indiana. I could see people just taking the Big Ten team. I think they win that game. I think they can absolutely beat UCLA as well. Also another.
But do you think they can beat Baylor is the question. I think at the end of the day, probably not. Which that would be the Elite Eight. Sweet 16 would be to play Baylor.
Oh, you have them beating Baylor?
No, I'm saying I could consider it. I do not as it currently stands. Another team that I think could make a run. I like South Dakota State to beat Providence in the first game, and I also think they could beat Iowa. The way Iowa's playing right now, I'll take them. But South Dakota State, alive, one of the best scoring teams in the country, super high pace, shoot a shitload of threes.
What's the total in the Iowa-South Dakota State game?
195 points probably. I don't know, something nuts. LSU just fired their coach, and they're a 6 seed, so they're going to lose.
I picked Iowa State, and I picked South Dakota State in my bracket.
There you go.
We're on the same page so far.
We're birds of a feather.
Don't know the brackets. We haven't talked about them at all. We just filled them out and started the show. So, and then I have Iowa ultimately beating South Dakota State. But you ready to get weird?
Let's first round. Let's do our first round upset picks. I like Michigan to beat Colorado State.
Same. That's a brutal draw. South Dakota State had a great year, get a 6 seed, and
Colorado State, you mean?
Yes, not South Dakota State. Colorado State, and end up with a 6 seed playing an 11 seeded Michigan. That's tough. And then matching up in the next round, if they're able to win that, with a scorching hot Tennessee team. So tough draw for Colorado State and our guy
David Roddy.
Roddy.
Yeah, he's a great player. I think Rutgers is going to win that 11 seed game and beat Alabama.
I agree.
What the fuck?
I agree. I think Alabama is sketchy. I think they have one very excellent player, and he could beat Rutgers or Notre Dame by themselves, but he might not be the best player in that Notre Dame if Notre Dame wins.
No.
He's cooled off a little bit. What's his name?
Blake Wesley.
Blake Wesley, yeah.
He's a guard for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's not been very good down the stretch either, though.
Notre Dame, and he has kind of faded. I'm not sure what his draft stock was looking like.
Not sure. It was very high at one point.
It was high early. He's a good player. But, yeah, Arkansas is very much go as the guard goes. So, I think they could win. I think that after this huge run in their conference tournament, UAB is going to be a trendy pick, and I think Houston might beat the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah. I think Houston.
Jelly Walker, the whole story, the coach, and it's a great story. They made a run. He scored like 40 in the semifinal game, and they ended up winning their tournament. Houston's good.
They will grind you into dust.
Yeah,
every game I watched them play,
so good.
They never flinch. They're one of the most unflappable teams in the entire country. They could be down double digits to anyone at halftime. They tend to string together stops. They don't beat themselves in any way. Houston's great. I am upset that Illinois is going to get matched up with them in the second round, assuming both teams win. Yeah, Chattanooga, that's another probably trendy pick, that Illinois is going to lose to Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I hope we win. That would suck if we didn't.
But yeah.
Houston, they should be higher than a 5 seed, in my opinion.
They lost Marcus Sasser at the beginning of the year. Technically, they're still a Final Four contender with the team they have now. But if they had him, they would absolutely be in play to go to the Final Four again. So,
I'm trying to think.
Be wary of UAB, I think.
Are they better than Arkansas?
Relax.
That's probably close.
Close.
They're better than UCLA, and they're better than Providence, in my opinion. Who are the other 4 seeds?
Agree.
But whatever. I don't fucking know. Other than that, I don't really have any big upset picks. And then I think, as it normally does, once we get to that second round, usually the cream of the crop kind of rises, and those teams don't continue to move forward. I have no double-digit seeds in my Sweet 16.
You have no double-digit seeds in your Sweet 16.
Correct.
Ooh, I got a couple spicy ones for you. You ready? You ready for this?
Go ahead.
I've been talking for like a month of how much I like Creighton's roster.
Yeah.
Kansas, watch out.
Okay.
I like their roster. They have size. Kalkbrenner's like 7'2", Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. They have a 4-man that shoots threes, transfer from D2 school, Ryan Hawkins maybe?
I believe.
They did lose a guard. He broke his wrist a couple weeks ago, Nimhard, but they have O'Connell from Duke, transfer from Duke. I think they're pretty good. I think they could beat Kansas in that second round game. I definitely like them to beat San Diego State. And then I have them actually getting to the Elite Eight. I have Iowa losing to Creighton.
Really? So you have Creighton in the Elite Eight, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Creighton beating Iowa in the Sweet 16 to play Auburn or Wisconsin? Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have Kansas Auburn there. A lot of people are picking Wisconsin to come out of this slot. I think Auburn is a bad matchup for Wisconsin.
I have Iowa State beating them.
Iowa State beating Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Iowa State's not good. I cannot co-sign that.
They're okay. I think they could win that game. They have a very good player. I can't remember his first name. His last name's Brockington.
Mm-hmm.
Very good player. I think they're in play there. I think Wisconsin plays slow. Like it could be a close game. Anything can happen in a slow, grinding game. Fuck Brad Davidson too.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't want them to win, but I would be pretty surprised if they lost
Johnny
that
Davis
game.
didn't look very good the other day off that injury. I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, if he's hurt, then that changes the whole dynamic.
I mean, he's gonna play, but I think
assuming he's close to himself, I think Wisconsin's kind of built to win games like this. They play really good defense. They shoot the three really well, so I'll take them. And then Auburn, I think, is going to be a little too big, a little too athletic. Although they beat Purdue, and Purdue and Auburn have very similar makeups on their team.
Construction, yeah.
So not that they couldn't beat them, and Auburn is as sketchy as any of these top 2 or 3 seeds in this entire tournament. The guards are
I have one other
an absolute nightmare, and not in a good way.
I have one other hot one for you.
Okay.
Davidson over Duke.
No, disagree.
Davidson over Duke. Let's get
right. I like the idea of Davidson. They lost to fucking Richmond today. I don't think.
Not sure if they have the athletes to run with Duke, but
no, they got a big guy that's really good, but I think matched up against Mark Williams, he's going to be very much less good. It'll be a classic situation where it's like, oh, this guy's my size and twice as athletic as me. I can't just do my little baby hook in the lane anymore.
Unblockable, dude.
If anyone in the country can block it, it will be Mark Williams of the Duke Blue Devils. That being said, I do have Texas Tech beating Duke, so I think Texas Tech, great defense. Here's my probably biggest upset of the Sweet 16 round. Nothing that crazy. UConn over the Zags.
Really?
UConn over the Zags.
Interesting.
My brain is telling me UConn's team construction and the way they play is very similar to St. Mary's to me, I think.
Okay.
They're kind of small, scrappy, try to like speed you up, muck the game up a little bit. Yeah, UConn over Gonzaga, taking a stand there.
Okay. Interesting.
Arizona, Illinois. Think Illinois got a chance, or think they're...
I've picked Houston to beat Illinois. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I think you laid out the strengths of Houston. They're
small, though.
grind. That's true. But I've watched every single game. They just double him, double Kofi. He can't pass out of it. He can't make plays out of it.
What do you mean? I feel like he's been pretty good at that this year. He's been much better than he was last year.
Yeah, he's fine just like tossing it. I feel like he doesn't make teams pay. I mean, he doesn't like turn it over or like force a shot through a double and like fuck up, but I think he's better at getting rid of it, and I just causes a reset. I don't know. I think playing against Houston, Illinois, it screams like multiple 6+ minute scoring droughts.
Maybe.
And I don't love it.
I think Illinois is shooting the ball pretty well right now. Plummer shot poorly against Indiana, which was the problem.
Was bad.
Everyone else shot well.
Hopefully
He had the worst game of his entire career, basically.
Team. Like, they don't have play time with the full complement of players. They have different rotations every single game. Grandison hopefully is back.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh, also I saw on Twitter and was texted that a few of the players have pink eye now. Like Underwood has pink eye, and like 2 or 3 of the Frazier and Coleman Hawkins both have pink eye or some shit. So it's just, I don't know.
What the fuck?
Who gets pink eye?
Who the fuck as an adult gets pink
What are you,
eye?
fucking 4th grade?
Grow up. What are you, sleeping on each other's pillows? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. But I heard that too. I have not confirmed, but
who the fuck? Oh, what the fuck are we talking about? Okay.
Worried about a lack of continuity and a heavy reliance on the 3 ball for Illinois.
Yeah, I'm worried about that game too. I think it's a nightmare
match. Get past Chattanooga first. That is losable.
Sure. I think almost any team, not any team, a lot of these teams could lose in the first round. We could see a ton of double-digit upsets. It's going to be chaos. I'm so excited for it. This is going to be the first time in 2.5 years we have fans in the stands for these games. Couldn't be more fired up.
Yeah. I tentatively have Gonzaga as my national champion. You were just talking they could be on upset alert. I think they have the best draw of any of the 1 seeds.
Okay.
I think Kansas is okay, although Auburn, Wisconsin, Iowa. I was really hot right now. I suppose Baylor's is pretty tough.
Baylor's, that's going to be a rough sled.
Yeah, I
for
think
them
they
to
have
make
the
it.
easiest path of the 1 seeds.
Gonzaga?
Yeah.
I could get down with that, and rightfully so. I don't know. Duke's pretty fucking good. I feel like we're kind of underrating how
I just
Duke
don't
is.
like Duke. I just hope
Yeah,
they lose.
that's
They
fair.
are good. They've played already once this year. Duke won a close game in like a tournament out west.
Yep.
Wasn't a home game, but it was a.
Boncaro went crazy in that game.
Yeah.
He went off. Chet was okay. Timmy had a good game, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Who do you have in your Final Four right now?
As it currently stands, Texas Tech, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Kansas.
I also have Kentucky and Tennessee. I have Gonzaga, as I said. I do have them beating Texas Tech. I really like them. And I have Auburn. Who'd you have in the Midwest, the bottom right?
Kansas.
Okay.
Kansas has been one of the most consistently solid, dominant, whatever you want to call it, teams this year. They're, in my opinion, maybe the most consistent team in the country from what I've seen. I think I have a very good idea night to night what I'm going to get from them. I think they have one of the 5 best players in the country on their team in Agbaji. Obviously, they got a coach that's won a national title before. That's one thing whenever I try to imagine this. I almost put Arizona in there. I don't think a first-year head coach is getting to a Final Four in his first tournament
I have them
run.
losing to. Yeah, they've been. They have so much potential. Their peaks.
They have the most talented team, probably.
Are scary, man. I have them losing to Houston, which they'd be.
I have them beating Illinois, losing to Tennessee.
Yeah, I have Tennessee going. I have Gonzaga playing Kentucky and beating Kentucky, and Auburn beating Tennessee.
Can I do a little exercise with you?
Okay.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. We're in New Orleans. We're in the Superdome.
Yeah.
There's 10 seconds left in the game. The clock's winding down.
Clock's winding.
Team's up 6. They're dribbling the clock out. They're celebrating. The game's over. Who do you see? Who is it? Who's the team? Do you see Gonzaga? Can you see Chet Holmgren climbing his big, stupid body up that ladder and climbing and cutting down some nets?
Don't need a ladder.
Can you see Drew Timme and his stupid fucking mustache?
I really...
Cutting down those nets.
Just on paper, Gonzaga's roster construction for sure concerns me. So, yes, I can see that. We'll get to this in a second. It's their time. It's their time to finally get one.
Their time? Yeah, this is the year finally.
The year for few.
Get over the hump. I can get behind that.
But their team construction on paper worries me. They're heavy in the front court. Their two best players, I don't know if both were All-Americans, but
I would assume so.
In contention for Player of the Year in the front court. Their guards worry me.
Yes.
In March.
Agreed.
You got to have a dude with a ball in his hands. Holmgren, for everything that he can do, all the pro potential, that's not what he does.
No.
He does not take you off the dribble and pick and roll.
Well, no, and even more than that, you just need a guy that can, slow the team down.
Yes.
Control the game. Run the pace. Strother's not really a guard. He's more of a 3, and their other guards are whatever.
They're shaky for Auburn or for Gonzaga's standard.
For a number 1 overall seed, they're not great.
Totally agree. I might change. So we're gonna in a second talk about our picking and punishment for our champions. I think from that perspective, Gonzaga has the easiest path.
Sure.
In a game, for minimal downside for our wager we're gonna make. But in this game, Kentucky-Gonzaga, I think Kentucky might beat them.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So the positives for Gonzaga would be they have the best rim protector in the entire country in Holmgren, which makes life hell.
Correct.
He and Timme are most certainly going to get your front court players in foul trouble. That's just almost an inevitability, which is nice. Say what you want about Drew Timme. He is one of the best players in college basketball.
Excellent post scorer.
Good passer out of the post. Chet is
pass with each other very well.
A freak in the stuff that he can do at that size. I think Strother is a very good player, but like we said, more of a wing, more of a attacker, less of a facilitator, playmaker. And they've made it to the Final Four, it seems like, every other year for the last 6 or 7 years. So not a hot take to say they're going to go to the Final Four.
We'll talk about that now. We're going to make a wager, and we're both going to pick a national champion. And depending on what round they get eliminated in, there's a punishment associated with that round. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, I think the lowest downside is Gonzaga based on the draw, but I am worried.
Sure.
I am worried. Coach that's been there before, a few players that have been there before. And I actually have Arkansas beating UConn. So I'm not as worried about the draw. Texas Tech is solid. I feel like that could be kind of a grind defensive battle. That could be trouble. But, if you're at that stage, anything's going to be tough. So, if draw aside, I think Kentucky is really, really good, although I was not excited about their performance in the SEC tournament. But
no. And I don't know. I think sometimes you sort of boil an entire season's worth of work down to the last game when a team loses early in the conference tournament. You want a little fun stat, though?
I love one.
No team that has lost their first game of their conference tournament has ever won the national championship. So that means Auburn, Illinois, someone else. A couple other teams.
Didn't Duke?
Texas, no, they won one. Lost
they
the
beat
second
Syracuse.
One.
They beat
Syracuse.
Yeah.
So they're still live, but Auburn most likely.
Wisconsin.
Uh,
Did they win a game? Did they get a double bye? And
yeah, right.
they lost to Michigan State.
Maybe, I don't know.
Interesting.
So
Didn't know that. Fun tidbit.
So a little
for
fun
the folks.
fact: doesn't apply to any of the teams that we've thrown around.
I'm weird with Kansas. I'm very much poisoned by the game that they beat Baylor by like 50 that one time.
I think they're just
The
really
upside,
good.
the upside's really there, but then they've had some real disappointing games outside of that. They haven't. I don't know.
I don't know. They've had that many though. I really do feel like they've been one of the most consistent teams.
Yeah.
IMO.
They lost the rematch to Baylor. They got obviously the win is not a bad thing for them. I meant the Kentucky loss.
Sure.
At home when they got killed by like 25 or whatever. That stuck in my head. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Wisconsin also lost their first game.
Okay.
So not that either of us were going to pick them to win the national championship, but
No.
just something to know if you're at home filling out your bracket, you were thinking about penciling in the Badgers.
Never happened, folks.
It's never happened. Baylor won a game. Kentucky won a game, right?
Kentucky, who they ended up losing to? Virginia Tech? Or no, that was Duke. Kentucky
they
lost
lose-
to Tennessee.
Yeah. So yes. So yeah, they made it to the semifinals. So they're good. They're live.
Before we move on, who's a team that, and I have a team in mind why I'm asking this question, who's someone that we're looking over, maybe a high seed that we're just like assuming gets upset and could easily make a run? I, for whatever reason, have Virginia Tech beating Purdue in the second round. I feel like I might need to pump the brakes on that. Purdue's pretty good.
No, I think Purdue will handle Virginia Tech. I do think Virginia Tech is very liable to beat Texas. I think Purdue, Kentucky, I think that's a tough matchup for Kentucky. I think
Agreed.
Edie kind of makes Sheboy's life difficult.
Yeah, tough to neutralize, but if anyone...
Conversely, Sheboy, quick feet, all that stuff could
Real
make
nightmare.
Edie's life
True.
kind of horrible and get him into foul trouble. So it could go either way.
Who's that team for you?
I think a team that is very, very likely to go to the Final Four that we've not talked about a single time is Villanova. I would not be shocked at all if they made it out of that bracket. They're playing their best basketball right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. They defend. They shoot the three. Like we said, we've got the guards that I trust down the stretch.
Colin Gillespie.
They've got athletic wings that grind you in the dust.
Can shoot, yeah.
I mean, they could absolutely. I mean, a Rick Barnes team is just not a team I'm going to have faith in going deep into the tournament.
Maybe I need
never
to,
is.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just blinded by them being so scorching hot right now.
They
Tennessee.
are. They really are right now. I agree. I mean, I'm in the same boat with you.
I have them in the Final Four, for fuck's sake.
Same here. I mean, Rick Barnes just isn't going to get to the
No,
Final
he's just
Four,
a
right?
loser, right?
Villanova in the Final Four. Book it.
Yeah.
I just put it in. Okay.
I agree. I think that was
God,
a
I
good
think
call. They don't have the
UConn's
easiest
not going to
draw.
beat Gonzaga, are they?
No, I don't know. I don't think UConn's that good.
Neither do I,
like,
really.
play- they
But
just,
what,
like-
one of these teams is going to get upset. Which one is it?
They're-
You got Houston beating Arizona, I guess, would be your one.
Yeah, I have Creighton beating Kansas, so.
Oh, yeah. You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm wild
You're
for
a
that.
wild boy.
I'm wild for that.
I think there is an outside chance that we talk so much about this, and then we realize, oh, no, there were just like 6 really good teams. There was just a decided gap in the talent. Like
Probably.
Gonzaga just was a lot better than all these other teams.
Maybe.
All right, fuck it. Nope, Texas Tech in the Final Four. I'm going to stick with it. All right, my Final Four. Texas Tech, Kentucky, Villanova, Kansas.
Okay. Who's your champ?
So for the sake of our competition, I'm going to pick Kansas. I think they're the least
We
likely.
both have each other's pick getting upset like in the second round.
Yeah.
Third round.
Yeah, so that makes it more fun. I, like you, in my heart of hearts, would pick Kentucky to win the whole thing. I think they might be the best team. But for the sake of, I think Kansas is not. Yeah, I mean, they would have to play San Francisco or Murray State in the second game.
Getting Murray State in the second round, if they're able to beat San Francisco, is a nightmare.
Absolutely.
Tough.
And then you get Purdue,
UCLA.
And then you get to play the reigning national champ in the Elite Eight. Like, not a great draw.
No.
So, but I have them losing to Kansas in the title game.
I agree that I think Kansas is their draw overall is probably second most favorable to Gonzaga.
Sure. Yeah.
I was hot, but I'm not. I just can't. Also, I hate them, but
no,
I was.
They're fucking pansies. They're candy
soft.
The threes aren't falling. They're totally fucked.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
I will say Keegan Murray adds a
dog
dynamic they've never had on a team like this. He is
score at will.
He is cold proof. He does not go cold. One way or another, he will score 25 points. No matter what you do.
Yeah.
He's going to fill it the fuck up. Yeah. So,
do we have anything else on? We've got our champs. We've got our. Do you want to read the punishments that we have?
So, we're going to have some punishments associated with our picks. I think a lot of these sports shows, they give picks, they give takes, and they see no retribution when the Skip Baylesses of the world are just aggressively wrong over. Not this show. We're going to take accountability for these opinions and these takes, and there's going to be some punishment. You're going to have to pay the piper.
I'm not fired up about it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'm not fired up about it.
Okay.
If a team loses in the first round.
If your team that you picked to win the national championship gets upset in the first round, you have to wear
I'm still confused. Go ahead.
Cinderella dress for a month's worth of shows on the show.
I thought you just meant like in every day. You just like wear it to bed.
If one of our teams loses to a 16 seed, fucking this should be worse. This should be like kill yourself or something.
Jump off our apartment.
Respectfully, yeah, like cut off a toe or something. Yeah. You got to wear a Cinderella dress, making a public appearance in a Cinderella dress.
I mean, okay.
You got to like go eat out, go to a restaurant in a Cinderella dress.
Hilarious.
That one's probably not going to happen, but that would be very funny.
It's awful if it does, though.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
I don't know how either of us are going to find a Cinderella dress we can fit
you're
into.
Big ass, no shot.
We'd figure it out. Probably not going to have to.
Boy, I would be ugly in a Cinderella dress.
I think both of us would not be very good looking in a Cinderella dress.
No.
If your team loses in the second round, next podcast we do after they lose, shot a Malort every 15 minutes.
I hate this one a lot too.
It's bad.
If anyone's never had Malort, it's a Chicago-made
liquor of some kind. I don't even really know what it is.
It tastes like shit.
It's terrible.
And it's like this. Some people actually like it. I think.
No, they don't. Making a stand. You Chicago people are like, no, I like Malort. It's actually no. You just have nothing interesting. You have no interesting personality traits, so you associate your Chicago toughness and make it part of your personality. It's not interesting that you like Malort. It's bad. It objectively sucks.
How it is still around.
It's a bit. It's not good. Nobody likes it.
Hey, try this gross shit.
Dude, you got to try it. It's terrible. Okay. No.
Anyways, we have to. The second round could happen.
It
every
could.
15 minutes. That's like 6 or 7 shots.
Yeah.
I want to be trashed.
Yeah.
And it's going to be gross.
Correct. All those things are true. Here, I'll give you this. You can choose the Cinderella dress if you'd rather. You can do one or the other. Okay,
no.
Malort it is then. If your team loses in the Sweet 16, you have to get in the shower with all your clothes on and record an episode soaking wet.
All right. That's extremely. The Sweet 16 could definitely happen.
Yeah. So one of us might be getting soaking wet.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Yeah. Team loses in the Elite Eight. You must. This upcoming baseball season, I guess we'll do May or.
No, I think they're starting in April. So every game in April. They're starting. I think right now it's at April 11th
Elite
or
Eight
something.
would be before that. Yeah, we could do April. First month of the year. You have to bet Orioles money line every game in April.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, might make a
Or
little, might make a
I don't
little
know
cash.
what we could do their first 30 games or something. I don't know how many games does an MLB team play in a month? 20?
Yeah, I mean, they
25?
They'll start.
They're gonna do in
the
double headers?
9th.
I think they said April 11th is the new opening day.
Okay, So if we did April, it would be probably like 15, 16 games, 17 games.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Entire month of April, I guess.
Okay, I have to bet. That could be a win. Which,
Well, no, you're not laying the runs. You're betting them to win the
money
game
line,
straight up.
First month of the year, they're gonna be fired up. They might go 500. That's a winner.
Maybe.
But to be fair, Elite Eight, that's not a bad outcome for.
Yeah, these
it tapers pretty quick.
once they've become actual good picks. Final Four, the other person will give you a firm handshake and a pat on the back.
Just a nice gentleman's. Well done.
Hey, pretty good.
Pretty. You know what?
Decent.
Solid.
You know what you're talking about.
Won the regional.
If your team makes it to the championship game, the other person will take you out to a nice dinner at a restaurant of your choosing. They will pay. That's
Nice.
That's nice. If your team wins it all, you get to wear a crown and call yourself the king for a month.
Give me a crown.
We'll buy you a crown.
Zaga.
Zags, King Chet,
Yeah.
King Timmer.
Yeah. I'll get a mustache like
I
Drew
might
Timmy.
wear a Bill Self toupee in celebration if the Jayhawks take it down. So be ready for that. And it's going to make the tournament itself fun. Should make for some fun hijinks along the way.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. We watching this conference tournament week, watching Selection Sunday, we got our favorite terms and phrases. We've got some. We need to assign. We need to assign the superlatives to the NCAA tournament.
The stupid superlatives that you'll hear on every single show discussing the bracket every single year, and we're gonna fire up those tired old takes and assign them. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do exactly what every other
100%.
show does.
We're just gonna acknowledge it.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, off the bat, it's number 6 on the list. Kimba candidate. We've already got him. UAB. Jelly
UAB.
Walker.
Okay.
Jelly Walker.
Okay.
I mean, they're not gonna like win it all, but he's got like
here's my
cult
thing.
hero type.
Kimba candidate, though, I think
Like a
you
guy that
do
could
a
carry
guy
you?
that could
Okay.
carry the team all the way. Here's my dark horse initial thought: Kennedy Chandler, Tennessee.
Yeah,
could make
I was gonna
make
say-
a run, could fill it up. Also, conversely, other SEC team, Ty Washington
I was
for
gonna say
Kentucky.
JD Noche.
Yeah,
I mean,
SEC got a lot of good
lot
guards.
of dudes.
I think Ivy obviously would be on this list. Johnny Davis. If they make a deep run, it'll just 100% be
just on his
because
back.
he carried them. He's an incredible player.
Obviously, like
What about
all
some-
Americans, like Akbaji, it could be.
Yeah, maybe some lower seeds.
Yeah,
Who are
that's what
some
I'm
lower seeds?
I'll tell you who. Ryan Kalkbrenner of the Creighton Blue Jays.
A center being
A
the
center.
Kimba. Okay.
Get him. He's a walking double-double, 5 blocks.
Okay. Ryan
David
Kalkbrenner.
McCormick. Get the fuck out of here.
Sure.
I mentioned him earlier. Brockington from Iowa State can really
Yeah,
score.
Isaiah Brockington.
They're not a great team. He's
No.
a great player, good scorer. That could happen if they made an Elite Eight run.
Sure.
Would be tough though. Would be tough.
Yeah, Keegan Murray would obviously.
Because what seed were they? Were they an 8?
Who?
UConn.
I'm not sure. They won the Big East tournament, so.
Oh
they're
yeah. I know. It was.
Everyone knows he made that step back shot.
Yeah.
What year would that have been?
He was in my hotel room for the state tournament.
Me
in his
too, I think.
That was sweet. Yeah, I think. Ooh, what about? Trent Frazier
Or Alfonso Plummer. Both of them. Either one, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You need a guard that can absolutely fill it the fuck up. We got 2 of them.
Yeah.
We got 2 of them. I'm telling you.
Absolutely do.
I just, don't sleep. Don't sleep on the Illini.
Man, I can't. It would make sense for the same seed. I'm thinking. So what was?
I'm trying to find it here. Let's see.
Oh no, you know who I'm thinking of when they were the 8?
Shabazz Napier.
Yes, I'm thinking of Shabazz Napier. They're the 8.
Who's the Shabazz Napier
that's what we
candidate
need
this year? Who's the Ali Farouk Manesh of the 2022 bracket? Probably who's Lee, the Asian fella from Davidson.
He's one of my favorite players.
He can fill it the fuck up.
Sweet.
He's going to play in the NBA, and I think he will be solid.
That dude is nice. I think he's
big,
a good player.
Sweet stroke. Like him a lot. Let's see. Where was this UConn team?
David Roddy?
Seated at? Yeah, I love me some David Roddy at whatchamacallit? Colorado State. UConn was a 3 seed the year they won and beat Butler.
Okay.
This is the right year, right? Or is this also the Shabazz Napier year? I don't fucking
Who's a team you don't want to see right now? Who's a team? Tennessee.
Moving on. Team you don't want to see? Tennessee, absolutely. They're
scorching hot.
They're scorching hot. I think Iowa, probably sneaky a team you don't want to see.
True.
Who else a team you don't want to see?
Who's just
who's a team that's
under like St. Mary's? Hate to run into like a
St.
Mary's, just a tough.
Don't want to see them.
Mid-major.
Don't want to see them. Creighton probably don't want to see.
No.
You don't think anyone wants to see him. Villanova, probably kind of a buzzsaw right now.
Yeah. Built for March. I don't know. Not a lot of. Wouldn't mind seeing a lot of these teams. I think. Yeah.
I'd like to see some of them.
Yeah.
Davidson just lost, but
Yeah.
they're kind of a team you don't want to see. They've obviously had some history making runs in the tournament before. They got a really good team, probably the best team they've had.
I'll tell
since
you
Steph.
who you don't want to see, and it's the West Coast nightmare that is the San Francisco Dons.
The Dons?
You don't want to see them.
Murray State?
You don't want to see them.
Murray State going down 30-3.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murray State's very good, and I've watched them play. They're solid, but the OVC is not on the level of a lot of these other conferences.
Like the entire year was not even close.
It's not very good. Belmont's usually pretty good.
Someone who got a tough draw. Where'd they go? I didn't pick them. They got a tough draw. Well, as tough as a 13 seed can get. Well, who's Vermont playing? I can't remember. Oh, Arkansas. Wouldn't want to see Vermont. Good squad.
Catamounts, yeah. I mean, they make it to the tournament every single year, so they've got experience.
They kind of did the same thing as Murray State. They won their conference tournament by like 30 every game. But
Arkansas's up and down.
Yeah.
Arkansas's up and down.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. Catamounts, solid, steady.
Never want to see the Catamounts in March.
Veteran-laden.
Never want to see
coach.
the Catamounts in March.
Never want to see them. Who's a team you do want to see?
Team I do want to see right now, a team that's really limping to the finish line.
Who's on upset alert?
Who's on upset alert? Oh, I'll tell you. Oh, I'll let you know. If I was a team, who would be on upset alert for me? UCLA, upset alert. I don't know about against Akron, but I don't see them making it past the Gales.
So here's Ohio State. They play Loyola.
Yeah.
They're just
7-10. That's like hard to call an upset, but I
right.
think Loyola will win also.
There's just no one on earth that is picking Ohio State in that game.
They're not playing
limping
well
to the
right
finish
now. Not
as
playing
much
well
as
right
you
now.
can. They're extremely.
I think Auburn will be on upset alert this entire run. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost to USC.
Yeah, there's I don't know if it's really a narrative because it's kind of just true.
Ooh,
that away from home they have not been very good.
Yeah, they haven't
this
been.
Year.
On the road, they've been pretty poor. Even neutral sites have been pretty poor. They lost the first game of the SEC tournament, obviously. Yeah. Providence, upset alert. Absolutely. Love the Jackrabbits in that spot. I think Providence would be my pick for upset alert
Creighton
team.
Blue Jays blew the doors off of them in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Providence is a nice story. Done. Later.
I think they peaked too soon.
Houston, upset alert. UAB, maybe a twofer, a Kimber
jelly?
candidate, and upset alert.
It's going to be popular, man. I'm telling you, he lit it up.
So we also have a category for Cinderella team, which is a little more of the UAB. I like South Dakota State
Definitely.
as a Cinderella team. Some other double-digit seeds. I think the winner of that San Fran Murray State game, they're live to make a run.
They shoot the 3 so well. They could be Kentucky. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know anything about Akron. I haven't even considered them whatsoever.
No, I don't know a ton about them either. The MAC was pretty good this year.
Okay.
There's a lot of pretty good teams. They were not the best team in the MAC most of the year. Toledo, I think, was a little bit better most of the year. But who knows? I don't. Catamounts, again,
Vermont,
Cinderella candidate.
Always live.
A lot of people are going to pick Chattanooga and UAB to beat Illinois and Houston, respectfully.
Right. So you considered UConn to beat Gonzaga in that Sweet 16 game. You were talking up New Mexico State earlier in the year. They could be live to beat UConn. A little Cinderella action there.
They could.
They could be.
They could.
But I'll stick with UAB just because they're so hot right now for my Cinderella team. I'll stick with South Dakota State because Providence is prime for an upset.
You can't win every game by 1 point.
And have been for like a month.
You just can't win every game by 1 point. Eventually, you lose the game by 1 point.
A team who it's finally their year.
I mean, it's got to be the Zags.
It's the Zags.
It's got to be the Zags.
It's finally their year.
Could not be the Zags. Could be Kansas too. They've had a bit of a
When's
drought.
the last time they won?
08. The Derrick Rose game was the last time they won.
Wow.
They've been
Shout out Mario Chalmers.
They've been in the title once, I think, since then against Anthony Davis.
Yep.
I believe that's the only title game they've been
Had
to.
no chance in that game.
No, they lost pillar to post.
Yeah.
Basically had no chance.
Just the second best team in that game.
Thomas Robinson was like, I'm sick. And he played Anthony Davis. I'm like, not as sick as him.
Nope.
He's sicker. He's just.
He good.
He's a lot of length.
Who else is... It's finally their year.
Team that it's finally their year.
What about a coach who it's finally his year? I mean, Mark Few and Gonzaga, that goes hand in hand.
It's just
Any other coaches that can get off
Baylor
the schneid?
got his last year.
Yep.
Scott Drew got his. Cal's had a bit of a drought. He's had a lot of promising teams that have fallen short.
His last win was the...
That would have been Anthony Davis. Would have been the last time they won. Yes. Anthony Davis was the last time they won. Last time they were in the championship game would have been when they played Shabazz Napier, I believe. When there was like an 8 versus a 9 in the championship game.
Julius Randle.
James Young, Julius Randle.
Lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four, who we'll talk about shortly.
Yeah.
They were undefeated. Let's see, coaches. Matt Painter, get it done?
Ooh, no. Here's the two. Matt Painter and Rick Barnes would be coaches that it's
not
sort of
necessarily national
aligning.
champion, but like Final Four, like they.
Yeah. Has Rick Barnes ever made a Final Four?
Think so.
I would assume not.
I don't believe so. They were very good. They lost in the Elite Eight a few years ago, 4 years ago, with that.
With Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he ever made one with Texas. I don't know if like T.J. Ford maybe they made one. Kevin Durant didn't make one.
I don't like Matt Painter, so I hope he loses. But
yeah,
they're a good team.
Big fat face. Yeah, those two would be the coaches, and then Few, obviously. I mean, we just say this every year. Gonzaga, this is their year. This is the year they get over the hump.
Yeah, they can't do it until they do it.
Can't do it until they do it. Can't do it until they do it. Team of Destiny. We got any team that the narratives
Vibes are high.
Here you go. It's Duke. Go out on top.
Fuck them.
I mean, that's it though. That's
yeah,
the
I mean
answer.
that would be fine.
That's the narrative. That's the team with the storyline behind them.
In like they're not. It is there though. No denying the storyline is definitely there, but I feel like they're not like entering the tournament on with much steam behind them right now. They don't,
no,
but it can be built up pretty quick if they.
You're really talented. It helps
if they make quick work.
It does. You got 4 first-round picks on your team. It helps your chances.
Yeah. Well, he's had that a lot.
He's won a lot.
Yeah. More than anybody.
More than anybody.
More than almost anybody.
More games than anybody.
Yeah.
He's won more individual basketball games than anyone ever.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Fuck him.
It's pretty good.
Let's make it about him.
Fuck him. Yeah, it's going to be the Coach K show. That would suck.
Yeah. I bet those players are like, hey, go fuck yourself. I'm not playing for you.
No, dude. They all love him.
No.
He's calls every single player he's ever coached every single day and talks to them and hangs out with their families.
He's a prick.
He's the nicest man in college basketball.
He's a prick.
Nothing bad you could say about the guy. It's always kids over him. Okay, so
let's make a bracket.
Let's make a bracket is fucking right. So those are our picks. Let us know what you think.
Drop your national champ in the comments
in
below.
the comments.
Tweet it to us. Whatever you got to do.
Tweet it at us. However you need to get it to us. Send it message in a bottle. Whatever you need to do.
Send me an owl.
Yeah, send me a Hedwig to the back window here.
Get a bracket and make her out.
Okay.
We're talking best teams to never win.
This is exciting because
we have one very close to our heart, the 04-05 Illini. were the best team all year, best team in the country that season, lost in the national championship to Carolina. There have been many. We have a list of like 20-ish teams here since 2000 and that did not win. And we're going to put them in a bracket and pick who's the best one. The best team to never do it. How do you want to drop these in the bracket? You want to do a bracket of like 16?
Yeah, I think 16 would be.
Okay. I want to start with some of the first considerations to be left off. Man, there's a lot of good teams. You can kind of get stuck between very, very good teams and then some good team, some just solid teams with very good players on them. There's like one or two good players. Like the 12-13 Indiana team that had Zeller and Oladipo, Yogi Ferrell, they went 29-7 and lost in the Sweet 16. Probably one of my considerations to be left off.
Yeah, I think they're on the outside looking in. That team was good, not
great.
great.
The Duke team that had Bagley and Wendell Carter and Grayson Allen, they went 29-8. They lost in the Elite Eight. They were probably the most talented team that year, though, or one of the most. I think we should leave out 11-12 UNC. One with Kendall Marshall and Tyler Zeller and Harrison Barnes. Kendall Marshall, he got hurt in the second round, and then they lost.
Sure.
So I think that is a little unfair.
Yeah, to put them on this list as like a
team to not do it. I mean, he broke his wrist, and they were just not even close to the same team. Good team, good players, though. I think we should take that one off.
Okay.
I don't know much about the 2001 Stanford team with the Collins brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really either. They were very good. Both those guys were lottery picks, I'm pretty sure, having two.
I don't know much about the rest of the team.
7-footers. Yeah, I don't either.
They lost in the Elite Eight. Who are considerations to be your one seeds here?
2015 Kentucky is the first team off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think they're for sure a one seed. I also think the Illinois team is a one seed.
They were very good. Oh, this isn't. Why is this website? Why? Just let me make it.
I think the Illinois team is in consideration. The Duke team with Jay Williams and Boozer and Dunleavy and Chris Duhon, that was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult.
How much credit do we give the 13-14 Wichita State team? It was a very, very good team. Clay Anthony Early and Van Vliet, but they were undefeated going into the tournament and lost to that Kentucky team.
To Kentucky, who went to the national title game. I mean, they were very good. They had Fred Van Vliet, who's an NBA All-Star.
How much credit do you give for the schedule throughout the year? I mean, they're just going to rack up wins. They were still in the
Missouri Valley at that point. I think
it's kind of like a Murray State this year. Like they just
maybe deserving to be on this list.
I think they're fringy. I think they're close.
They're probably fringy.
Yes, I think so. We can make the Kentucky team the one seed.
14-15, Kentucky. Okay.
And that team they were undefeated, lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four. They had Karl Anthony Towns, the Harrison twins, Devin Booker, Willie Cauley-Stein, Trey Lyles, Tyler Ulis.
Yep.
Stacked, loaded.
A lot of NBA talent on that
Incredible
squad.
Team. Who are your considerations for some of the
next highest seed? Maybe the 2 seed?
I do think Illinois is in there.
I think they're in the discussion. In the discussion for sure. I think 09-10 Kentucky with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins was an absolute buzzsaw. I was shocked.
Bledsoe.
They lost to West Virginia, who was not good at all that year.
Okay, we'll separate the Kentuckys. We'll put them on the bottom.
Super cold from three. Well, here's another candidate. The Duke team with Zion. I thought they were unbeatable. I thought they were with Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Trey Jones. I thought they were absolutely unbeatable.
They just didn't have any shooting. I think that was going into the tournament. Like, I don't know if they.
Reddish was a pretty good shooter. Yeah, I
don't think win 6 in a row.
I think you look at a lot of these teams. That's like the through line is that they didn't have a lot of shooting in one of these games. It all kind of dried up.
Yeah.
Honestly, last year the Gonzaga team was unreal.
Really, really great. Yeah.
I mean, they were literally undefeated going into the tournament. They played a pretty.
They lost one time all year.
Pretty solid schedule. They lost in the championship game. That was their only loss.
Let's separate the Kentuckys. Let's put the other one on the bottom.
Okay.
As the 2. And then So
what year is that? 09-10?
For which team?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, the 3 seed. I think that J.J. Redick Duke team was very good. Also,
extremely good.
They were pretty tough to beat, pretty tough to hang with.
Let's see.
I wouldn't hate Illinois as the 3rd seed here. Maybe
we could. That 0-2 Duke team is really good.
Yeah.
We could split those 2 Duke teams up on opposite sides of 3-4.
0-1, 0-2 Duke is the
3.
The 3 is fine with me. Jay Williams, Carlos Boozer,
Dunleavy, Chris Duhon.
Dante
Jones.
Yep. Really solid team.
Yeah, so sweet. They went
Steve Blake.
They went 29-3.
Handled them.
And then if you want to do, there's so many. Because you have the Zion Duke team and the J.J. Redick Duke team. So which one? And the Illinois team to put in. So which order those? I think those are the next on.
My vote. I don't know. I think Gonzaga should be ahead of those teams.
Okay, I'm fine with that. They're excellent.
It.
They don't play the same competition, but they were undefeated and lost it in the championship game.
I like that. Okay. Team 5.
I'm good with either of those Duke teams. Illinois.
Let's go with the J.J. Redick team.
Okay.
What is that, 05-06?
That is, yes, 05-06. J.J. Redick, Sheldon Williams, Greg Paulus was a freshman. I think Josh McRoberts was maybe a freshman too. I don't know if they played much.
I think so. I think they played a decent amount, if I remember correctly.
It was a 2-man show. They were really good. Redick and Sheldon Williams were really good.
I don't remember if they had Shavlik Randolph then still. He was pretty good. He played in the NBA for a little while. He might have been gone by then. I'm not sure. Okay, 05-06 Duke. Then to split it up, we'll go with the Zion Duke team. What year was that? 18-19?
Yep. I think the Illinois team's better than that Duke team, but
I think we do that just to prevent
split the Duke teams up.
Duke teams getting matched up. Not that it really matters, I guess, because it's just completely different players on the teams. But
yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go Illinois next. 04, 05. No, yeah, you're right. Fuck them. No, they're going to be the 5 seed. You're right.
I mean,
I'm trying not to be a homer.
Talk about Gonzaga. Illinois lost their last game, the Big Ten championship game.
They lost 2 games all year. You're right.
38-2.
You're right.
The best team all year. Played in the Big Ten.
You're right. And when you're right, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
05-06 Duke. And then we will go 18-19 Duke. Okay, filling this baby out now. So we're almost halfway through the bracket here. I'll try to make a graphic of this to show people what the fuck we're talking about and try to contextualize
we have
all
17-18 Duke in there with Bagley and Grayson Murray?
No,
So.
I like 08 UCLA. I think that team was really sick with Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook and Darren Collison. Really solid. And Luke Mbamute. Good group. Fact that Nick Collison and Kirk Heinrich never won a national championship, that was as good a college duo as you'll ever see.
Yeah.
01 Arizona with Richard Jefferson, Luke Walton, Gilbert Arenas is a tough.
Richard Jefferson was telling a story the other day about
him and
like,
Gilbert
around.
They're fighting. They're in a bit of a spat.
Feuding.
Yeah.
Gilbert he went out before the night of the game. And
Gilbert Arenas was saying he was like he couldn't believe Richard Jefferson got drafted before him, and then Jefferson laid out. He's like, well, you basically blew off all the interviews. You were out doing something you shouldn't have the night before. You had some gun things when you were in college. I think we know why you didn't get drafted ahead of me. Basically was the gist of it. All right, who's missing here?
Do we need to start prioritizing?
06-07 Ohio State was very good.
I'm looking at, there's a couple Ohio State teams. The 10-11 Ohio State with Sullinger and Kraft and Buford and Diebler, and then you have the one that lost in the championship
I
game.
think the Greg Oden team would be the better of those two.
I would agree. I think we put that one in. They also lost deeper into the tournament.
Mm-hmm. So we'll go 06-07
Buzzsaw in Florida.
Yeah.
Back-to-back. I think that's fair. I was just about to say, should we start prioritizing teams that went a little bit deeper into the tournament? Maybe.
Sure. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit of a tiebreaker here. Does St. Joe's make it? Jameer Nelson, Delonte West.
It was a really good team.
They were sweet.
Really good team. Really sick.
Couple pros.
They don't make it yet. I don't think we need to eliminate any teams until we get down to the end. We can leave them in for now. Derrick Rose, Memphis. That team was dynamic. They shouldn't have lost. They absolutely were better than that Kansas team that beat them. They make 50% of their free throws. They win that game. I think they're close to being next on the list.
Okay.
Arizona lost in the title game. Memphis lost in the title game. Kansas lost in the title in 03. I don't know what they did in 02. 08 UCLA lost in the Final Four, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. Man, these are all very similar. Are there any interesting matchups we could pair here that would?
Well, let's see. Well, this team, Team 9, is going to be matched up with 06-07 Ohio State.
Just want to 8-9 the Ohio State teams? Don't have to.
We really solid teams with number 1 overall picks that lost in the title game. Do Memphis?
Yeah, put Memphis in there. Good team. People forget
how good Derrick Rose was.
People forget how good Derrick Rose was. People forget Chris Douglas Roberts led them in scoring.
Joey Dorsey, center, big man.
Pretty good.
He was solid too.
Where does the Nigel Williams Goss Gonzaga team
That
fall?
team was also very good. They also only lost twice. They had a bunch of pros. Jonathan Williams had a stretch. Zach Collins still in the NBA. Killian Tilly's still in the NBA. Hachimura is still in the NBA. One of my favorites, Szymek Karnowski, the giant Polish man that played center for them. I mean, yeah, they're in this range, I think. They're live. I remember Jared Sullinger and like Aaron Kraft being good. I don't remember them being that good. I guess they were 34-3, pretty good.
They were the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, they had David Lighty also would have been on that team probably. 17-18 Duke, they were good. They're not really that memorable to me. Did they really stick out in your mind? Like they were good, and Bagley was good. He kind of got hurt.
Yeah.
Was that the year Grayson Allen was doing all the tripping?
Oh yeah.
Was that season?
Pretty sure, yeah.
I don't remember because he played 4 or 5 years. I don't think they're this range. I think Gonzaga, the 16-17 Gonzaga team.
Let's put them on. Let's go with them.
Okay.
Gonzaga.
16-17, that's the year, right?
Yeah. 16-17. They went 37-2. Lost in the championship game.
Okay. Yeah, we need to probably speed this up a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, that's 10. We need 6 more teams. Let's stop worrying about where they're seated, really.
I think we can take out the Indiana team.
Sure.
They went 29-7.
Sure.
A lot of good players, just not.
07, 08 UNC, I think, probably deserves a spot here pretty soon.
Yes, they
Hansbrough, Tyler.
one
I
of
mean,
the
that's a
best-
team that won another national championship. So it's kind of weird. Like if they won
True.
the next year, you're like,
They did. Do
well, I mean, it's not like a what could have been because they literally showed what could have been the next season. But we'll put them in there. Good team, all-time great college basketball players.
the 31-5 Pitt team with DeJuan Blair. Was it more of a just great player or a great team?
I mean, they were, I think, the number 1 overall seed that year. I'm pretty sure they had the best record in the country. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. Okay.
I want to get rid of the UNC team with Kendall Marshall. I don't
Okay.
think they're on that level. Keith Bogans, Chuck Hayes. I don't really remember anything about that team.
No, we'll take them
No,
off
Kentucky. Take
for
them
now. I say we go 0-1 Arizona. Thoughts?
Okay, I'm down.
Good team. And then I say we follow it up 0-2 Kansas. Kirk Heinrich,
Yeah.
Nick Collison.
A couple of college greats. Kevin Love Westbrook is in the conversation next. You already have the UNC team on there. They're on.
This other Ohio State team needs to be on there, I think.
Okay. And then
Okay. Working this out.
we have the Kansas team, the 28-3 team from the COVID year.
I'll just leave them off.
Yeah, I
Fuck
think they're left off.
15-16 Kansas team with Frank Mason and Devontae Graham. They were very good. 08 UCLA, I think, has to be on here.
Yeah.
They made a deep run. They're next.
How many more teams we got?
One more.
Ooh.
Who's the final team in?
I think the 17-18 Duke team wasn't that memorable. I'm with you there.
I think getting one of these teams that's not one of these blue bloods for this last seed. So Wichita or Pitt. Because these other schools that have other teams. Let's go Pitt.
All right.
They're not going to win anyway, so just put them on the bracket.
Sure.
I think they would beat that Wichita State team if they played each other. So
Fair. All right, we have a bracket. We'll put the graphic up. Let's decide some teams. First matchup, number 1 Kentucky against 08-09 Pitt, DeJuan Blair and the boys. Right? Isn't that who you went with?
Yep.
I recently watched back the highlights of the Wisconsin-Kentucky game from that Final Four.
Which one? The year Wisconsin won or the year Kentucky won?
The year that this Kentucky team lost.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
And they went 38.
Because they played in the Final Four back-to-back years.
Right. The year that Kentucky lost, the team that we're talking about right now. Towns, both Harrison twins, Booker, Cauley-Stein, Lyles. I'm stunned they didn't win.
Honestly, that Wisconsin team has a
I
case to
thought
be on
about
this
that.
list, too.
I thought about that.
They have a
They
case.
were very good. Decker, Kaminsky.
Yeah, they're should they?
Do you want to put them in?
Do they play Kentucky again as the
Put them
bottom
on
seed?
there.
Yeah, fuck you, DeJuan Blair.
Yeah.
You can get fucked.
Yeah, you
What?
chubby,
Yeah, you fatty. You fatty.
you big fatty. Who else is on that team?
Nigel
Nigel.
Hayes.
Nigel
right?
Hayes.
Wasn't that his name?
Yep. He was good. They just Decker just kept hitting shots. Kaminsky
Ben Brust. He
kind of
was-
stalemated
Yeah,
Towns.
they said
It was
a bunch of guards. Kaminsky was National Player of the Year that year. So, yeah, they had dudes. They had guys. Their point guard, like Trevion Williams or
Okay, maybe.
Trayvon
Sure. I
Williams
believe
or
you.
something like that. I don't remember his name. In the rematch,
They don't get it done.
No.
They don't get it done.
Lightning's not going to
They're
strike twice.
awesome team though.
Lightning's not going to strike twice.
Sam Decker, what a tournament.
Okay. 07-08 Memphis against 06-07 Ohio State.
So obviously
Derrick
we're talking
Rose
Rose.
against Greg Oden. Greg Oden also would have had Mike Conley, Daquan Cook. David Lighty would have been a freshman that year.
Ron Lewis scored a good amount for them, I think.
Yeah.
I saw that on there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who that man is.
I don't know who that man is. No, yeah, he was pretty good.
They both lost the national championship game.
Yes. I think Derrick Rose is certainly the best individual
Yes,
player
agreed.
between these two games.
Chris Douglas Roberts. Is there anyone else on that Memphis team of note?
Joey Dorsey and Chris Douglas Roberts and D Rose were kind of the big three.
Yeah.
My lean here would be Ohio State, I think.
Me too.
Okay. Ohio State it is. Moving on. Advance them. If you want to crown their ass, crown their ass. Okay. 04-05 Illinois, 2000-2001 Arizona.
Illinois, Arizona. The gift that keeps on
We
giving.
might get it again this year. We're in the same quad. Could be to go to the Elite Eight.
That'd be fun.
Could get it again. I bet we're going to see some clips on the internet if that happens.
Yeah, I'm down for all those clips.
Yeah,
For
I'll watch
the
them.
non-Illinois fans listening, this Illinois team had Darren Williams, Luther Head, D. Brown, Roger Powell, James Augustine. 38-2, lost in the title game to North Carolina. And they're up against Arizona, Gilbert Arenas and Richard Jefferson.
Heard of them?
Heard of them?
Good NBA players.
Pros. Now, are we talking if these two teams played each other or just
I think so.
team?
I don't. Who cares? Whatever.
That's true.
It's our bracket. I think Illinois is a more memorable team. I think Illinois might just be a straight up better
I think
team.
they're a better team too.
Arizona lost like 8 or 9 games that year,
8
so
games.
I don't know why they lose those games. They should have won.
ILL.
Move them on.
Crown them.
Crown them.
What's the next game?
01-02 Kansas against 2021 Gonzaga. I think Nick Collison and Kirk Heinrich, I don't think they're getting it done here.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be a tough cover for the boys. Drew Gooden led them in scoring that year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
They had Drew Gooden also, who's, good front court.
Yeah.
Really good front
Be
court.
a good matchup.
Yeah, it would.
Heinrich on Suggs, give him all kinds
Yeah,
all sorts of problems.
It would be fun. Fucking Roy Williams
I
against
don't know
Bill
who this
Self.
guy is, but he was listed on the Jeff who's on their team.
Yeah, I don't know who that man is.
I think he
I
was
was
like-
a little young for these early
their
2000s
fourth leading
teams.
scorer.
A little young for
He
these
scored
early
double
2000s
figures,
teams.
so that's why I put him on here.
I think we're going the Zags.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty safe. I don't think we need to discuss that one
Really
too
awesome
much.
team.
01-02 Duke against 2010-2011 Ohio State. Jay Williams against Aaron Kraft. That's a fun matchup.
Yeah.
It's a very fun matchup.
He'll be seeing him in his nightmares, Aaron Kraft.
Just taking charges. Rosiest red cheeks you've ever
Torture
seen in your
chamber.
life.
Aaron Kraft.
Still hasn't grown a facial hair.
No.
Jared Solinger is one of the best college big men we've
Yeah.
ever seen. He
A
was
real force.
dominant in college. Who were the big guys for this Duke team? So they had this Dunleavy. They won Battier won. Dunleavy did not win one. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe they won the year before this. I don't remember.
Boozer.
Boozer
They're
was
big.
the big. Oh, sorry.
Very Solinger-ish, kind of.
Yeah, I think Jay Williams is the separating factor. Jay Williams is probably the best player in this game.
He was good.
I think there's a pretty strong argument that maybe of the 21st century, he's the best college guard there's been. I think he certainly has a case for that claim. There's obviously been a ton of really good college guards, many of whom are in this list, but I would probably lean Jay Williams there.
Yeah, agree.
They were incredible.
I think that Ohio State team was good. They didn't make that deep of a run. They did go 34-3, but certainly Duke has the best player in that game. They might have the best 2 or 3 players in that game. You can argue on like the second or third spot who that should be.
Dunleavy was incredible in college.
Boozer was a pro for a long ass time.
He was
As good as Sullinger, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely, obviously a better pro, but in college, fairly
Yeah,
similar.
Sullinger kind of got hurt, so that's a little.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, moving on.
That was pretty easy.
05, 06 Duke, 07, 08 UNC.
Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods.
Reddick, Sheldon against
Hansborough. Ty Lawson.
Doing battle. What years are these?
07, 08, and 05, 06. So 05, 06, I was listening to J.J. Reddick. They lost to Tyler Hansborough his freshman year. North Carolina was not very good that year.
I was just going to ask if they ever...
They played... So his senior year was Tyler Hansborough's freshman year. They lost J.J. Reddick's senior night at Duke to North Carolina. They were obviously a much better team. This Duke team made it to the Elite Eight. They ran into Big Baby Davis
LSU,
and Tyrus Thomas and lost. J.J. Reddick shot like 3 for 20 or something.
Oh, yeah,
in
it
that game.
was bad. Like
Had
3
a
for
really
like
bad
18 or 19.
game.
It was bad.
They certainly, I believe, were the favorite to win the tournament that year going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people would have picked them. I think I want to move them on just because we were just talking that this UNC team, the next season, they won the national championship.
I agree, yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Like, basically the exact same team came back and they drubbed Michigan State in the championship game. That was one of the worst title games you'll ever see.
Yeah,
there was in Detroit, and it was like, oh, Michigan State, they're gonna do it. They lost by 100 fucking points. They got absolutely drubbed. 05, 06 Duke, moving them on.
Like it.
18-19 Duke, 16-17 Gonzaga. So this would be Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish against the Nigel Williams Goss, the Shimmick Karnowski, the Zach Collins,
The young
Rui Hachimura.
Young Killian Tilly. I don't even know if those guys played that much.
I think they played
a
a
little bit.
decent amount.
They were
so
both freshmen, I think.
Gonzaga, in 18-19, Gonzaga beat Duke in the Maui or something like that, and that was one of the only losses Duke had all year. This Gonzaga team was really good. I was arguing that this Duke team should have been a higher seed. They were an absolute fucking wagon. I mean, Zion in college was unbelievable.
I think they were better individual players. I don't think they're that great of a team.
They didn't lose a lot of games. They ran through the ACC, basically. They were dominant as fuck. Come tournament time, I was convinced they were going to win the whole thing. They looked unbeatable.
I remember picking against them just because they couldn't shoot. They went 32-6. They lost in the Elite Eight. The Zags team lost in the national championship. I would argue we should move on to Zags.
16-17. So this was the team that lost to UNC, correct? They lost to like Kennedy Meeks and Hicks and Marcus Page was gone by then.
Yeah, the year. Yeah.
So this was in the year after they lost on the buzzer beater to Villanova. They went back the next year and won. So it would have been like Justin Jackson and Cam Johnson.
That's something of Cameron Johnson. I'm thinking of
Justin Jackson.
Cam
Johnson came after him. I don't think he don't even think he was on that team.
No.
Justin Jackson was the leading scorer. Yeah, we'll move on to Zags.
Yes.
Move them on.
They were
You just hate Zion.
great individual players. They were not a great team.
I think they were a pretty great team. I think the great individual players made a pretty great team.
No.
07-08 UCLA, 09-10 Kentucky. Two of the most stacked NBA talents between any of these two teams. Ton of guys that have and still are having very long NBA careers.
Kevin Love, NBA champion.
Russell Westbrook, NBA MVP. Luke Rashad Mbamute, played a long time.
Yeah.
Darren Collison might still be in the NBA.
No, he signed it. He just
signed
retired or something.
Retired or didn't play.
No, he retired to do something.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
He retired like young to do something else. Or
not that young, but yeah. Long
I can't
NBA
remember the
career.
story with him. But yeah, good NBA player.
One of my favorite duos in college basketball to watch, DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall.
This team,
one of the coolest teams in the history of college basketball.
Ever. This team might, on anyone on this list, have like the biggest cultural impact of any of these teams. Yeah, they were a force, and they were
Patrick Patterson, Eric Bledsoe,
Bledsoe. They're very good.
Stacked team, super stacked.
I think Kentucky.
We got to move on Kentucky there. Submit the scores. Okay, next
now
round.
Now it gets serious.
14-15 Kentucky versus 06-07 Ohio State. Karl Anthony
Towns Oden.
Getting babied by Oden? Do they have?
Yeah,
they have a lot,
baby
of size, but do they have the size to guard the big man? Is the shooting going to dry up? Ohio State, they're surrounded with a lot of shooting, a lot of good shooters. Daquan Cook, Mike Conley, they'll knock it down at a high rate. They can defend. It's not a great matchup for the Cats, I don't think.
It's not.
But I think they can send bodies to Odin. They can send two, send doubles.
They can.
The Harrison twins are good guards. Ulis is a very rock-solid college point guard. Kentucky's just too deep.
Yeah.
They're just too
I was just
deep.
going to say the exact same. They just got too much to throw at them.
Too
Conley and Odin is a
much.
really great duo.
Daquan Cook's really good.
Yeah,
a lot of good
Cook.
players, but
Greg Oden's one
Kentucky's
of the
got
best
all the
college
good players.
players ever. He was an absolute force.
we didn't even plan this.
What?
04-05 Illinois, 2021 Gonzaga. The teams
Okay.
that lost, didn't hardly lose the entire season.
Lost in the title game.
We're in the 76 Indiana discussions for majority of the season. Illinois obviously lost leading into the tournament, but still, I can remember watching that team, and they would talk about was that UCLA team that won, Indiana team that went undefeated in 1976.
It was one of the best years of my young life.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
the reason
They
I love
just-
college basketball so much.
I'll vividly remember watching Illinois just beat the brakes off of Chris Paul for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Number 3 against number 2 or number 1.
Wake Forest was number one.
We were
They
number
came to
3,
play
I
in
think,
Champaign.
and they got blitzed.
Yeah,
And
they
it was-
did.
I'll remember it forever.
That was the start of a great season.
I'll remember it forever.
Illinois, until they couldn't in the national title game, it seemed like no matter how much they were down, they would come back.
Yeah.
They were the cardiac kids. They had come from behind victories every single game. Not every single game, but they were one of the most fun
memorable
teams to watch.
tournament games of all time, coming back against
Yeah.
Arizona.
The comeback against Arizona is the best comeback in this century, for sure. Absolutely is.
No doubt.
But 2020
Excellent
won
team.
Gonzaga.
Excellent team.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
High-powered offense. What do we think? Are we homers if we pick Illinois here? I don't think so. I think it's justified.
I would agree.
It's also hard to pluck these teams from different eras. Like, obviously, if you one-for-one played these teams against each other, like took them out at 2005 and you played them and be like, they're all shooting threes. What's happening?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Which is not really what we're basing this exercise off of.
It's really tough. They were good. Suggs, I don't think Kispert gets enough love for how good of a college player he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's first-team All-American. He's like the third or fourth guy you think about on that
Yeah,
team.
he's right down the list. I would go Illinois. Very similar paths, very similar seasons. I think similar caliber of player across the board. I mean,
Yeah, I think Darren Williams and Jalen Suggs are pretty comparable. They went almost the same pick in the draft.
G. Brown,
Drew
is better
Timme,
than
James
any other.
Augustine. Drew Timme's probably better than James Augustine, but James Augustine was great. Doesn't get enough love. D. Brown, I mean, that's the best guard trio of any team on this list.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah. I think slightly would lean Illinois.
Illinois, fuck it. Call us a homer. Don't care.
Don't care. Give them the nod because they played in the Big Ten and they went 38-2.
Yeah.
Rather than Gonzaga lost in the same game. Fuck
Here we go. Jay Williams Duke against JJ Redick Duke.
My initial lean is Jay Williams Duke.
They have more pros.
More.
Sheldon Williams is a very good college center.
Very good.
Very good college big. Yeah, the tertiary guys for the 01-02 team are
just
probably
way
a
better.
little better.
And
JJ
said-
Redick is, you could argue, the best college basketball player of the 21st century. I think he's certainly has to get brought up.
You
with
just
that
mentioned
discussion.
Jay Williams in that conversation too.
I did.
So who has the best player in that game?
I mean, Jay Williams plays point guard and Redick's a wing, which I guess makes him just inherently a little bit more valuable, I guess.
I would say
But in terms of a guy that single-handedly can absolutely take the game over and beat you by himself, JJ Redick has to be in that
I'd say it's pretty
list.
comfortably 1 and 2, JJ Redick and Jay Williams, whatever order you want to make them in. I think the 0-1 team has the next couple players. Carlos Boozer and Dunleavy are as good or better than Sheldon Williams, even though we acknowledge he was a very good college big.
We'll go Duke.
Which one?
Duke. 0102. Jay Williams. Moving on.
Chris Duhon's got something for Jay Williams. He could make it tough on him.
That's true.
He's a good college point guard.
That's true.
But
we'll move him on.
College guard.
Okay. 16-17 Gonzaga against 09-10 Kentucky. Nigel Williams Goss against John Wall. Who you got? Shimmick Karnowski against Boogie.
The duo matchup
Zach Collins against Pat Patterson.
We've been clamoring for. You were reluctant to advance this team anyways.
I was. I think this 2010 Kentucky team absolutely should have won the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think they were absolutely the best team basically the entire season that year. But the shooting is what killed them.
Far and away the two best pros. Nigel Williams-Goss was very good in college, but I think they have
Maybe the third and fourth best pros also. Patrick Patterson, Eric Bledsoe.
For sure the three best pros.
Yeah.
Like not even close.
Yeah.
To be determined on Rui Hachimura.
Yeah, and he really didn't play for this team.
No, he was a freshman, yeah.
So
what are we doing? Yeah, it's Kentucky. It has to be. They were incredible.
It is.
Who was on that West Virginia team that beat them?
Darius Butler, do you remember him? He was a really good player.
Yeah,
he tore his ACL in the Final Four after they made it, which sucked for him. But he was the biggest player of the year. He scored like close to 20 a game, I think. He was a small forward, solid player. They just wasn't a very good West Virginia team. Very Devin Ebanks.
Ooh, I do remember him.
He's big, long, athletic type. He was on that team. All right, Final Four. 14-15 Kentucky.
Two Kentuckys.
04-05 Illinois. 01-02 Duke. 09-2010 Kentucky.
James Augustine is in for a tough one here. It's a tough cover.
We thought Sean May got him in foul trouble. I got bad news, James.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough cover. It's going to be a tough cover.
We just need you to guard Trey Lyles, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Willie Cauley-Stein.
We're fine,
for 40 minutes. You got it, buddy. You could do it.
Roger Powell, dude.
Roger Powell.
I think it's...
And then Rich McBride off the bench, you got to go to Devin Booker. So
yeah, tough. Devin Booker is one of the best players in the NBA, and he was off the bench. It's a tough one.
It's
one of my favorite teams ever in any sport ever, Illinois, but I just don't think they got the guns.
It's just the Cats.
Don't think they got the guns.
I think going into this, we always knew who was going to win this bracket. And I think the people at home, if you don't agree, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
I think I like Duke in this matchup. 01-02 Duke against 29-2010 Kentucky. I think they kind of have the athletes to hang.
Yeah.
And I think they have the shooting and the
for sure would be the tough
steadier
matchup.
hand.
Tough,
not playing against a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Very tough. Very tough. That's a great point.
I think Jay Williams can hang with John Wall. I think Boozer, they can throw size at Boogie. And then the three-point shooting is just not even a debate.
Much better on the others, yeah.
Not even a debate. It's not even close.
I think you're right.
How many have Cal and Coach K ever coached against each other in the tournament? I mean, I'm sure at some point, but
in the tournament, like in a late game, I don't know.
I can't think of in a game of consequence they ever played against each other. I don't know when he was at UMass.
How many titles does Cal have? Just one.
Just one. It's made it to.
That's stunning.
Made it to like 4 or 5 Final Fours, I think.
That's.
Yeah, I think the AD is the only one. Yeah. It's really hard to win a national championship.
Yeah, it's very hard.
So are we moving Duke on there?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I think it's a really good matchup, but yeah, this the third, fourth, fifth options are just
Kentucky,
way better.
01-02 Duke.
Going into this, we both knew that this Kentucky team was at the top of our mind. We thought they would probably win, but let's try to make a case for this Duke team.
Best individual college player plays for Duke in this game.
Okay.
Jay Williams is the best college player of any of the two teams in this game.
Yeah, it's really hard because we know the outcome of their pro careers. Like Devin Booker scored like 10 or 11 points a game, a sixth man, but he's like he's an all-star. It's hard to...
Yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns will probably be third-team All-NBA this year. He was the number one pick, but we knew he was good then. But it's just once we've seen them play out, and then the other side have nice careers, but Jay Williams got injured, and it just doesn't stick in your mind as well of how great the team was. But yes, in college, Jerry Williams was incredible, best player in this game.
I think there's not many teams. There's a few teams on this list, obviously, and a few teams that end up winning the national championship, I guess, but probably more teams on this list that it is like anytime it's a close game, it's like appointment television if this team's going to lose. In this 14-15 Kentucky game, if there was ever last 2 or 3 minutes, it was within 5 or 6 points.
Close.
It was must watch. You had to turn it on.
Yeah.
There's not many teams that have that kind of juice that it's like, this is a story if they lose a regular season college basketball game.
Do you hold it against Cal? Did he coach the Puerto Rican team to get Towns to go to Kentucky?
Absolutely not.
Isn't that what the deal was?
Yeah.
He coached them for like a couple years just to get Towns. Worth it.
Yes.
You lost, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason we have these teams listed and then the players below the teams, and there's a reason they have the most listed out. It was just a gauntlet of really, really good
we just
players.
keep saying the names. I mean, I forget the Harrison twins were on this team,
Underrated. Not good pros. They played a little bit.
One of them was probably the leading scorer. The one that hit the game winner against Wisconsin, Aaron or Andrew, I don't fucking know.
I think Andrew was better. I don't
remember.
I'll effort that.
But yeah, they were probably the two leading, not the two. I think
it was
one
Towns
of the Harrison,
and one of the Harrisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ucla was an incredible college player. Obviously, Devin Booker came off the bench. I just can't in good faith not pick this Kentucky team. They're an absolute buzzsaw.
Wait, did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus Christ, stop skipping around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pros on this roster.
Dakari Johnson, Alex Poitras, like it just keeps going down the list.
Yeah, it's really gross.
It's disgusting.
It's crazy.
It's really, really disgusting.
Trey Lyles, who still plays in the NBA, starts for the Kings right now.
Didn't start on that team, I don't think.
No.
They did some weird shit where Trey Lyles like played small forward sometimes.
Yeah.
At like 6'11" or however tall he is, 6'10".
Aaron Harrison scored 11 points a game and led the team.
Yeah. I don't know how this team ever lost. I mean, Sam Decker was just a really good player, I guess. Frank Kaminsky was a solid player.
Stalemated Towns, and Decker just shot him to glory. It was he played a great game.
Kentucky, is that?
Crown him.
Do we have a good case?
Crown him.
Kentucky's your champ. I feel good about that.
Yeah. I feel like there were some interesting matchups. Yeah, that was good. What other brackets do we want to... What are we going to do for the next episode? We're going to release another one Monday. We're going to do Mondays.
I think we're going to do Tuesdays or Mondays and Thursdays will be the release schedule going forward. I think Mondays we're going to do like some college basketball themed ones, and then Thursday will be more like a fun grab bag, favorite food,
random
favorite
tournament shit,
fucking
brackets.
Bullshit.
Okay, yeah, Monday will be much heavier on basketball because the 2 first rounds
we'll
will
have
be
the stuff to talk about,
and then we'll talk about a lot of quarterback shit.
We need to talk a lot of football stuff
Yeah.
on Thursday. I was going to talk about it today, but we kind of ran out of time.
Yeah, this is going to take up a lot of time with the selection show with this bracket.
So yeah, we'll talk some football stuff. Oh, Tom Brady came back. Probably should talk about that.
We'll talk that. We'll talk Wilson and Rogers.
Calvin Ridley. We got to talk about.
Yikes.
So
have a few more things to talk about then. Might have a couple first 4 games we can talk about, but not much to.
No. Not a lot of basketball stuff to talk about
Indiana
yet.
Rutgers gets in. I think they could maybe win. I think every year they've done one of these first 4 in, like a team's won a game in the.
I think Rutgers is gonna win their first round game. They're gonna win this game. They're gonna win their first round game.
I think they're very live.
Scarlet Knights.
All right.
Big Ten, baby.
Get it done this year, Big Ten. I'm tired of it.
Based on my picks, they're not gonna get it done this year. I did not have a single team in the Elite 8 from the Big Ten. I don't think
anyone in the Big Ten.
They have the most teams, and they also have no teams that I'm confident in, really.
I don't think they have a team that's live to win it outside of Purdue.
I don't think Wisconsin could win it. Honestly, I think Illinois might have the second best chance, and I don't think they have a great chance.
They are drawing slim.
Yeah. I think they probably I'll never pick Wisconsin to win the national championship, especially not with this team that they have. They're a fun team, but we're rooting for chaos. It's going to be fucking Villanova, Kansas, Kentucky in the Final Four. Probably Duke also. It's just going to be whatever. Yeah. We're better than you. We've always been better than you. We'll always be better than you.
It's a tough realization, but it is what it is.
Gonzaga is now one of those teams also. If they're in there instead of Duke, like It's just what's going to happen.
We'll see. See what
Just
happens.
what's going to happen.
We'll be back Thursday to talk a few college games and break down some NFL stuff. Thanks for listening to this one. We'll see you next time.
Bye.